to the vlog. Hope you guys are ready for another adventure.
I think I'm quite ready for another adventure.
We'll be fading in and out, so get ready.
Hut in the hills, and he cares very deeply about his animal friends. So this story starts.
So this is how the story started.
Early in the morning, when Bob is in fact asleep. He is awoken though by the sound of an acorn hitting his little tin roof. You see, Bob's hut is surrounded by
and be your own genius.
several tall oak trees. The frequency of the acorns falling on his roof is getting less and less.
To the sun, it's never what you do, but how it's done.
Wake it up, wake it up. Peace, 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 peace.
King writes horror. If I was a Jew, then I'd like Tom Laura. I got rubs for ya. Excuse me, senor.
It is time to take the acorns to the squirrels. The only problem is, there's a giant lake in the way.
The horrific, the stench will make you nauseous. Stereo women in large paper. That means you inferior, not major. No ideas.
Well, it's an interesting combination of elements.
Converted from 3 bags to 20's a girl. And women in large paper. That means you inferior, not stepping with flat top for rock and rain. Hell graveyard, where we responsible for memory losses. Witness what you base your happiness around. Material where bodies are buried. First look past the hottie power. It thrills women, kills demons. 2 dimes, go to the center, into it, caution. Past the brain, see what I see. Every day I live with this torture, lighting spliffs up inside my mind, you'll find. Rings, dope dealers, cane, no half-step radios on cars. As long as I'm still breathing, I'm still winning. I teach them the hood, everybody had money. Every summer was real ill. 4 finger.
Bob doesn't have much use for the acorns, but knows of a large family of squirrels who need them to snack on during winter's hibernation.
Success.
What would he study to do the things he's done?
Does the website have student success?
He has been collecting. These baskets are overflowing.
As a result, many classes have a prerequisite.
What would he study to do the things he's done?
Drop it, Mo, drop the mic, it's gangster. Drop the mic, Mo. No, drop.
Or been using more than basic math in their daily lives, and may need to refresh or build their skills to be able to handle the course.
One of the cool things about modularity is that you get to make your own choices. You can hook things up wrong and sometimes generate interesting results, and so a lot of people have loved that. I think it would be a real loss if people didn't have a chance to work with these kind of systems now, because you can actually quite clearly hear the reality that there is sonic power, high fidelity.
Bob does have a small rowboat, which he's going to use to take the acorns across the lake. It took him...
Tells you, leads you somewhere.
The film is the king, and you're constantly following where it's telling you it wants to go, And that's the great thing about it, because you start off with this blank page and you've got to end up with a...
As the days get colder and autumn comes to an end. But Bob walks outside and collects the acorn that woke him.
That are very simple, that would normally be flutes, are Moog individual lines. And I don't have them very much up loud, but what the strings are actually doing on this, the orchestra is playing the pizzas that sound like little Moog plucks. Actually, it's the strings live. And then here are the strings.
And as he was doing so, he noticed a sign. It was a warning sign.
It's the kind of thing where the keyboard player sets down the rules of the bass as opposed to...
You need to understand the sign to know whether it's safe to go out on the lake today.
The conductor, and it's kind of buried in the background and tinkles along, and it adds to the sound. I did the continuo, which would have been almost impossible to do one line at a time.
And Bob will...
And if you want a big super sound like that, you're going the other way from what I'm doing. On this system, which is really, really a good thing as well. It works really, really well. It's like having 8 mini Moogs, you know, which is fine. It does that spectacularly, and it does in an 8-voice mini Moog, you know, or something like that. And then running them through these pedals, you know, actually does the same sort of thing that you do over here. And you can't increase the sound. You can only chop it up to want to do something like this in the first place. You know, it does that as well. And of course, it sounds like a rather quixotic thing, and it's rather eccentric, but you got to be eccentric to other elements and then build a little new sound out of a whole bunch of those, you know.
Several trips back and forth to load the baskets of acorns into his boat. Bob looks out onto the water, and he can see a duck out here. As well as a few other acorns, and he puts them in his basket of acorns, which he...
"2,000 years later." One eternity later.
forth rocking that starts fast, slows down, turns around, and speeds up again. It is the way that a spring would bounce, or
I have no idea what I was doing on my phone, but whatever it was, sure it was important. So let's get back to it.
it is the way that a spring would bounce or a pendulum would swing. A different way to move backwards. And forths would be abruptly, like something that bounces off a wall at full speed. Warning sign was there to say that a sign-shaped wave was moving through the water. And that was what was causing the duck to bob up and down. This is a without slowing down. That would not move in the motion of sine. If we traced the path of the duck over time, it would trace out a sine wave. sine wave that I've drawn in terms of its width and height, but it also moves forward in time. It's the same smooth motion of sine, but with a horizontal component.
That's a good way to get a data pad wiped. We'll be watching you.
Why?
Questions like that draw attention. Goodbye.
Okay.
Traveler.
I'm not
Not your concern, citizen.
Peace out. Till next time.